Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to day 11 of Winevent 2023. I am your hostess with the mostest, Rachel, who is in desperate need of a break from today's workday to enjoy a glass of wine with you. It's been quite the chaotic day, so I just need a little breather, and this is the perfect way to spend the breather. Reminder to click on the link in the bio/story so that you can see the full review. Let's see what we have for day 11, which will undoubtedly be from Italy or California. I've given up even hoping for any sort of variety at this point. All right, well, it's not La Pluma, so hey, that gives us something. 2021 Santa Rita Hills, Mr. B. So the little puppy on the doghouse is back. Santa Rita Hills from Grattan, California. Oh, no, that's just bottled by Grattan, California. Okay. I don't know where Santa Rita Hills is. It sounds very California, so we're just going to go with that. I'm in the mood for a red today, so I'm glad that this ended up being a red. Even though I had my chiller ready to go, I'm kind of feeling this. All right, let's slip this off and uncork. And I also brought aside one of my fancy red wine glasses, I've noticed, because the new wine glasses that I got, these are from an old set that I bought when I first bought my house a couple of years ago, and all but 3 of them have broken, and the 3 that are left were these nice red ones. So I got the new set that I got. I just got a regular, not as quite as fancy set now because I'm not going to be doing as much wine going forward, but it doesn't allow for the swishing factor as much. So I brought out my red wine glass today thinking that it was likely I was getting a red, and that would allow me to swish. So this is a Pinot Noir. Oh, hello. That was a very important thing to point that I almost missed. This is a Pinot Noir. You'll notice right there. So this is our first Pinot Noir of the bunch, which is really nice. I was hoping to get that or a good Burgundy at some point. Well, same thing, but at some point in this box. So that makes me happy. And see how I can swirl that really easily because I've got enough room now. So we're going to give this a swirl, and let's take a look. Very medium color. Very medium ruby. I can see through this a little bit. There's a little bit of light coming through this. Medium legs. Nothing too heavy. Definitely a finer body, which is pretty typical for Pinot Noirs. Let's give this a bit more of a swirl. I do like, as a general rule, California Pinot Noirs quite a bit, so I'm actually pretty excited about this. Let's see what we get on the nose. Oh yeah, that smells like a Pinot Noir, all right. Yep, for sure. Very rich cherry and strawberry notes. Really digging that. Actually, almost like a candied fruit type scenario, like a candied cherry or a deep, cooked fruit, stewed cooked fruit. It might also be because it's the season of stewed fruit everywhere and I'm smelling it everywhere, but hey. I'm super digging that nose. I really, really, really like the nose on this. And it doesn't have that sort of, so one thing that, Pinot Noirs that has me a little wary of them is a lot of times I'll get I feel like people can't really understand what I mean when I say this, but especially with Oregon Pinot Noirs, a lot of times I'll get almost a gamey quality, it has sort of a liver foie gras meaty type taste in the back of the palate for me, and a lot of times I can smell that already on the nose. It's something that I see more in Oregon than I see in California. But I'm not getting that on the nose at all, so that makes me happy. Yeah, stewed, cooked, dark red fruit. All things that I love. That's what I'm getting on this nose. So let's taste and see if it translates to the palate. That is lovely. This is nice. This is exactly the kind of Pinot Noir I like. I definitely do get that stewed cooked fruit. It's much more pronounced in the nose than it is on the palate. It's much drier on the palate than it smells like it's going to be on the nose. It's got a little bit of an acidic bite to it, but in a way that works. The finish is nice and lingering, but not in a way that's unpleasant. And it just, yeah, it tastes like I just had like a nice handful of like berries, but in a wine form. Very uncomplicated, very straightforward flavors, but very, very enjoyable. This is what I look for in a Pinot Noir. It's very boozy. However, I will say it's much more boozy than yeah, this is a 14.2. Okay. So it's pretty high alcohol, actually. Not too acidic. It's pretty much what I would look for having a California Pinot Noir. Like if I was going to go look for a California Pinot Noir, this pretty much encompasses what I would be hoping to get. Very solid. I am not angry about this. How many nutcrackers should we give it? Oh, I need to grab my nutcracker. Here we go. Let's do the green guy today. I think that this really performs well. I think that this is a really quintessential California Pinot Noir. I love the nose. It's straightforward on the palate. It doesn't leave me with that foie gras gamey type aftertaste that I can't stand. This would go really, really well with any sort of bird. I would have this with a good, a beautifully grilled salmon. That's what I would really recommend having this with if you're me. But this would be great for turkey. This would stand up to something like a good steak. You don't want something like lasagna with this. You need something a bit more full-bodied for that, something that can stand up more to the richness of the red sauce. But a good cut of meat or a fish would be perfect with this. Salmon in particular is what I would enjoy this with. Yeah, I think that this is a great food wine. I think it's really good just to even drink on its own. I'm really enjoying this. I think that this deserves 8 nutcrackers for the Pinot Noir from Santa Rita Hills from Mr. B. And it has the cute puppy, which always gives it at least 1 point right out the gate. Right, let's see what I was supposed to get off of this. Raspberry, hibiscus, and cherry. Actually, yes. You know what? This reminds me a little bit of the hibiscus cranberry juice that they used to sell at Trader Joe's like 10,000 years ago. I really love that nose. That's a nice nose. I'm actually going to have a little bit of, I'm going to take a little small handful of nuts after I'm done with this and try it again with a little bit of food and see how that changes on the palate. But yeah, cherry, raspberry, hibiscus, definitely got raspberry in that, like the dark cooked fruit. Yeah, that's pretty quintessential for a California Pinot Noir. So 8 nutcrackers for our friend, the Pinot Noir from Mr. B. I will be back here tomorrow for our 12th wine, halfway through. And I'm going to say it's probably going to be from Italy. And until we drink again then, cheers.